Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday. It's my day. Welcome to a. You know what? Hold up, y'all. I just wanted to say this. Welcome to another spine-tingling episode of Williams World. Welcome, welcome. Before I even get started, you know how we do. Let me introduce my partner in crime, the man behind the plan. Y'all know him as DJ Chuck B, Mr. Charles Brinkley. What's up, Chuck?
Yo, what's going on, Will? Hey, man, I'm excited today, man. See what's going on. I see what's going on today. My classmate from 88, so it's going to be crazy up in here. But again, man, if you rocking, I'm rolling. So let's roll, baby.
Okay. This guy, our guest today, I'm going to introduce him, man. He's a very, very, very intriguing person. He do it all. I'm going to cut it short and just introduce him, ladies and gentlemen. The CEO, right? The CEO of NFB Fitness, Mr. Jamey. What's up?
What's up, team? Good talking to you. So, before I became Jamey, I was Fred. I'm Fred Mixson. A lot of people still ask me, like, who is Jamey? I'm like, and what happened when we were growing up, my family would call me Jamey. Everybody at school would call me Fred. So I just got tired of being two people. That's all,
Exactly.
Back to,
Right. And the funny thing about that is, like, when people ask about me before they see me, they looking for this little 5-foot white girl, like, where's Jamey at? And I'm like, right here, So, but yeah, it's cool, man. I'm excited to even talk to y'all. I'm glad you old folks are looking good and, just having a good time. That's
Cool. Yes, indeed.
That was funny. I got to tell the audience, because they're not going to believe it. Like, me and this guy actually grew up together from little kids. And I know y'all wouldn't believe it because he looked like, Planet Fitness and all of them molded him for commercials and stuff. He's the perfect specimen. And I look like a 70s beanbag. But here's the thing.
You crazy.
Today, he going to give up some nutrition advice, some health and wealth. We do a health and wealth thing. Usually it's just me and Chuck. But today we got our special guest, and he's going to enlighten us on some things about why health is wealth. You know what I mean? So before we get started, why don't you tell us some more about Fred Jamey Mixson? Tell us about your journey and how you got here.
So, I'm from the tough streets of Chester. Nobody ever believes that, Nobody ever believes that. But yeah, man, it's funny. You said Teletariat the other day. I was like, oh my God, I hadn't heard that word or remember them row houses in so long because, I left the crib. I literally left at 17. I never came back. I came back one summer after college and I was like, pure, because, when we live Snowfall, right?
Yes.
We live straight through that show. And being out here in middle America, I kind of have broke it down to my wife and friends. I'm like, because they got it after we got it. Remember, you was like 12, 13, everything was sweet. And then by the time 15, 16, life was death on the street. It was like, shit. Sorry for cursing, but yeah, it was, that's how it was for me. And Will, what you're saying is like, yeah, my family programmed me. It's like, go do everything. Miss Gertrude, my grandmother said, go do everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do everything, and sometimes you come up against opposition for doing your own thing, but at the end of the day, Kanye is a billionaire. So you do it how you do it. Landing me out here. I'm gonna jump ahead and tell you. So NFB means no fat birthdays. That's what that stands for. And just to tell you the story, when I was living in LA, before coming out here, I was training a newscaster, and she was running behind me. And in a couple days, 2-3 days later, it was her birthday. And I was like, come on, because you don't want a fat birthday. So she called me and was like, guess what? I'm having no fat birthdays. And it stuck. Right from there, I just kept running with it. I was like, it's kind of weird, but it works. And that's kind of how we got where we are.
You got your mic on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because I was wondering what the what the concept was behind it, and that's great because you got into that second question I was going to ask. But since you asked that question, I know you do many things. So what inspired you to get into the fitness realm?
I've always been doing it, man. I was doing it on a skateboard. I was talking to somebody again a couple days ago about Stu Thompson BMX bikes. So like my little brother King GJKY, he had a Stu Thompson. I still had that bike. It's probably worth 50 grand now. But yeah, I would come down that hill from acting on a bike all the time. And, I was always active even as a kid. And then when I got to college, I was running track and stayed on the idea of just getting fitness. When we moved to the West Coast, we didn't live too far from Venice Beach and Marina Del Rey, where all the gyms were in the beginning. So before Shaun T was Shaun T, or even Tony Horton and Jillian Michaels, they were just trainers at the gym. So I would go take classes. I was still never out of shape, but I would just go take classes with them and got hooked on it. Every day we just in it, because on the beach you never seen somebody's out of shape. Everybody's like a size 3. And they stressed about it. But so then fast forward, we'll get back to LA. We moved out here to Middle America, so it was a little different. And by then, Shaun T had put out Insanity. So me and my neighbor doing Insanity every day. I'm killing it, and other people want to come to my house now. I'm like, I'm just using this guy's thing. Then somebody told me to become an instructor. I'm like, I don't know what that is. By then, I also had a graduate degree. I've got an MBA, and I'm doing a corporate thing, which I hated. But
right.
Paid the bills. I was in my khakis and my Banana Republic shirt, but I was like, nah, that's not my lane. So, right, you feel that, right? It's like, it ain't for everybody. It ain't for most people, really. And from there, I took a job at a gym, just working at some gym, teaching classes. And 10 years ago, all the women in town would come to a class. So I did the math real quick. It went back to, as much as I wasn't a hustler, I understood hustler mentality from the streets. I'm like, all right, it's 50 people in here for this class, and y'all paying me $9 an hour. So let me. And it quickly didn't work out, crabs in a barrel. The manager didn't like my style. So I was like, all right, whatever. So they let me go. I opened a little studio in a dive, because you assume you build something, even trash, people coming. It took a little while to catch on, but I stayed at it, and this is my 3rd location. And I mean, I only got 1 location now, but I've moved. And I wanted to be here so y'all can see, the operation, how it goes. But yeah, man, it was realizing, same as DJing, same as everything we do, that early on, you didn't think that you could actually make a living and take care of your family doing this. I mean, I do jumping jacks for a living, bro. It's like, I get paid for that,
Right.
And that's kind of how it worked out. So, so to your point, Will, cheesesteaks have done okay for me. So as more y'all eat them cheesesteaks, the more I stay in business. So.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that too. What is the ratio? Because I know I see a lot of your workouts and stuff like that. But what is the ratio as far as the men compared to the women? What's that ratio like?
Easy 90%. 90%.
Wow.
The demographic is 35 to 60. So they grown, they got an opinion, and they old up most of the time. And I think you know what I'm saying. But I also market to their audience, because I know that fitness is about women. We don't really care unless we got life issues. But I'm always telling cats, I'm like, dude, you should come to my class, man, because I got 20 women in yoga pants, and 80% of them are single. So just brush your teeth, come through.
Yeah, but they ain't listening though. They ain't gonna listen. They rather eat that cheesesteak or that donut. You know how it is.
Double shot of Henny, Sure. But
well, I mean, see, that's something else we want to get into, because I was always told it's more or less what you eat opposed to the exercise. The exercise it's necessary, but I was always told it's your intake, what you eat.
Yep.
So,
right.
In that regards, I like to ask you, like, okay, what do you eat? You know what I mean? Because, like you said, I mean, even when we were kids, you was always fit. You was always in shape, and I get that when we were younger. We got that fast metabolism, whatever. We eat anything. But what did you do? When did you figure it out that okay, I'm not going to eat this because this is crap. I'm gonna eat this. This is what's good. This is what, because there are 1,000,001 remedies when you ask people. Everybody got a different story. You see some they buffed up like me or something. First thing you say, okay, what you doing? Lifting weights? What you eating? What you? And every story is different, right? But the proof is there. You know, I watch what you do. You know what I mean? We follow you, so we want it firsthand from you.
Okay. I made a couple. I made a couple shifts. So I'm gonna go back 20 years to LA. I still cycle. I'm a bike rider. So I was riding probably 200 miles a week easy in LA because weather. You got time and space. Plus that's what they do. And I got hip to a group. So the most famous bike rider ever is named Major Taylor. If you don't know that, he was a brother. He was born a slave. It's not Lance Armstrong. It was this black guy named Major Taylor. Hopefully they'll make a movie about him one day. So I hooked up with the Major Taylor bike group in LA, and they kind of cued me into, all right, you're strong on the bike, but how do you eat? How do you eat? And so I got to a point, the fortunate part about being on the West Coast at the time, you got more fruits and vegetables. It's 75 degrees, so you can get anything anytime, which in our environment, you don't have that same stuff all year long. So I didn't live on salad. Actually, it was a restaurant called Aunt Kizzy's soul food joint in Marina Del Rey. So you got a soul food joint in a neighborhood where the rent is like $3,000 a month. And you can tell who was eating this food, and I'd still go. I go with my wife, with my friends, but they're having like smothered pork chops and a double shot of stuffed potatoes and some shit. I'd have baked chicken and collard greens. That's it, or something like that, because you can eat what you want, but if it's healthy, you ain't got to count calories. You can eat all the green vegetables in the world. The upside is that, and I'm gonna speak to your point, Will. It's the food is for your inside, the exercise is for your outside. So and then I shifted again when I came back here, and I started to understand the dynamics of how to eat healthy, and because you was a young bull to 30, and then you realize, okay, I got to do something different for my life. So I learned portion control, or sizing. I'm gonna tell you, you can keep eating what you want, and I'm gonna send you. I'm literally, when we're done, I'm gonna send you some copies of some tried and true stuff, what the bodybuilders do, what the bikini people do. But basically, you've probably been to like a hibachi place, Benihana, any place like that, right? You notice, dude to bring out 2 chicken breasts and feed 12 people. Yeah. So what he's doing is portion sizing you. He's going to give you 4 or 5 ounces of that chicken, all the rice in the world, because rice is cheap. And but we never pay attention to that because he's putting on a show, and they're giving you a correct portion of what you need as opposed to what you want. The slave mentality of us, or where we come from, is that we have a lot of people that think they can still eat like a slave. I'm gonna eat half a chicken and a piece of cake and this and that. But the difference, our ancestors ate all that, and then they was working for 14 hours. So now, we eat and chill, and that's how we got where we are over time. To say eat like a slave, people think that's wrong, because actually they had better food than we had. Even if they was eating cows, it was natural. They grew it. So, having studied chemistry, that's what my first degree was in. I started to learn food science. I'm like, all right, if I keep eating this stuff, it's going to get bad. But to try to answer your question as fast as possible, Will, I'm mostly vegan now. Mostly because I still like bacon a little bit, but I'm mostly vegan on any day. You don't have to write this down, but if you eat eggs, you can eat 3 eggs, some bacon, some sausage, and some spinach. Put that together for breakfast. That's like 300 calories, and you're not gonna feel heavy. You reduce the sugar. That cocaine in your head, that sugar. It's worse than heroin. So we start off like that, but a lot of times we get up, you're running late for work, you don't eat nothing. And if we're doing the math on that, you figure if you haven't eaten breakfast and you didn't eat anything since 8 o'clock last night, you're not gonna eat lunch till 12. Your body is starving. And that's how we end up with that midsection, because we miss meals and stuff. So for the most part, I eat every 3 or 4 hours, like constantly. I'll eat till midnight. I'll eat again and again and again, because calories don't care when they show up, and if it's healthy, it don't matter. It don't matter. But something real simple you can eat, if you chicken, fish, steak, lobster, whatever, if you're eating 6 to 8 ounces of that meat, a cup and a half of some vegetable, about a half a cup of rice, you're straight. Plus, that's also not expensive. It sounds like it worse than it is, but you can get a pack of chicken for $4. You can get a bag of rice and some green beans. It's more economical than people think it is. Then it's the work, right? You meet young boy, I want to be a DJ. Okay, well, what you got? They don't want to do the work. They don't want to, learn the technology now of the, Pro Tools or whatever you're using to get there. They just assume I'm gonna jump in and Premiere gonna call me for the. Nah, it don't work out like that, So, but yeah, eating, man. And how we're gonna answer a bunch of questions, but I'm running through the whole process. Since you asked me how I got around to being vegan was 3 years ago, and my brother has as well. I developed multiple sclerosis. I've got MS. I want to say I had MS, but there's no way to test out of it. So yeah, about 3 years ago, I found out like everything just hurt, and believe it or not, I'm gonna try to repost the video. Will a little more than a year ago, I was walking on a cane, and because it was a spinal attack, and the worst part for me was like, okay, I did what the doctor told you to do. I started taking the drugs. That shit was horrible, man. So I went back to what I knew. I started eating better, and I started paying attention to the internet people that's look like they're 200 years old and they live on fruits and vegetables. Okay, I'm gonna educate myself on that. That's still a shift from our culture, because our culture, the way it's been in this country, is that we got to have meat. Not really. It's as much protein in your vegetables than it is in meat. And then see, how you lay back. It's like when I tell people that a cow is vegan, they be like, because your cow is living on grass and wheat. Why don't we just cut out the middleman? Why don't we eat what they eat?
Right.
But it's a hard dichotomy shift for a lot of people, because we've been so wired to, it's got to be a rack of lamb and this or that. But nah, now we've reached maturity. Yes, we got to get that thing going. But now that we're all the same age, and I'm gonna tell you seriously, I had no idea that just from riding a bike and a skateboard, I was gonna look like this at 50. I had no idea, man, because there was nothing that was gonna tell you that. I got a little gray goatee, and I talk about my grandsons, and they're like, I thought she was like 35. I'm like, nah, I got grown ass kids, but I can't see, but otherwise I'm in great shape. So I got grown man as I wear my glasses when I'm driving, but otherwise, but yeah, man, ask any questions. So the simplest thing, and I'm gonna send y'all the data, is chicken if you like it, fish if you like it, beef if you like it, pork if you like it, 4 or 5 ounces. And if you go to those wholesale stores, BJ, Costco, Sam's Club, whichever, now you can get fish and chicken that's already portion size. That when they sell them frozen, it's already cut up, and boom, that's your correct portion size. Put a lot of vegetable next to that, which is gonna fill you up and send you to the bathroom anyway. You good, you good. But it's the consistency that's losing a lot of people. So
yeah. So you're more so on a low carb based diet. You're away from the bread, you're away from the sugars and stuff like that. So what about, and I know I got to get off of, I'm the same. I mean, as far as the sugars are concerned, I'm off the sugars, but I still use that Splenda from time to time. So what's a good replacement for that? Because I know I have to eventually get off of that, because that's just as bad as just sugar. You know what I'm saying? So
in my opinion, I say if you're gonna use sugar, use real sugar. Or there's something called agave nectar, from the agave plant. You can get it.
I heard agave. Yeah, I heard about. Yeah.
It's you're gonna get it in the baked food section. It's not gonna be near the honey. It's gonna be wherever the flour stuff at. That's a better alternative. It's a big plant called a jackfruit. It has its own nectar now. It's a few alternatives that get us there. But yeah, to your point, giving up sugar is hard, man. It's like you get a headache, and people don't realize they're going through withdrawal. It's bad.
And like you said earlier, sugar is a drug. I mean, really, like like everyone's addicted to sugar. Because I'm gonna tell you, like sometimes if I don't clean myself out, I'll get that. I have to have sugar. Like you get that rush where I gotta get sugar. I gotta get sugar, and it's crazy. But if you, it's like it's an addiction, and people don't talk about that. But again, that's why we got that obese problem here in America, because that's all they do is eat sugar upon sugar upon sugar. So, that's great. You breaking it down. Now I do want to ask you another question. So I see that you do low carbs, but you don't really do calorie counting. Because I know some people, you burn more calories than you, and I guess you would do calorie counting if you ate, I guess, the breads, the potatoes, and stuff of that nature. Brief me on that. Yeah.
The simplest form, if you, so you hear in the media talking about eat clean, right? Eat clean. Right. That bag from McDonald's is clean, so nobody's really explaining to you, what that means. Clean just means unprocessed. That's basically it. Nothing that came in a box. That's how grandma used to cook. It was greasy at times, but it was clean. It was better. So a lot of times now, most of my work is not even exercise. It's to get that, like you said, Will. It's like it's to pull that shit out people's head and put something better into it where possible. But yeah, man, if you're eating for real, you can eat a whole bucket of green beans and it ain't gonna do nothing to you. It's gonna fill you up, run through you.
Right. And I love the collard greens and stuff like that, and it does run right through you.
It's gonna come right through. I mean, watermelon. We was talking about the move people the other day. I mean, it's like stuff that was always there. We just kind of moved away from it because they made all this other stuff convenient to you.
Right.
But even okay, I'm gonna go back as far as water ice. May's water ice was way better than what you get at Reader's. I mean, because you can get Reader's, but you remember the truck, it was natural. It was all natural, man. So we were like the last generation of real food.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because it's all processed now. So, hey, let me get some of these. We got a lot of comments out there. I mean, a whole lot. So let me now. A lot of it's speaking, but then a lot of it's also just people saying whatever. Anyway, we're gonna go with it. Naeem says, P show. What's up, Naeem? Naeem Najib. Check him out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk. And check him out. Love 101. Thanks for tuning in. Rakita Robinson says hi. What's going on, Rakita? Izzy says hello. And we're gonna get a whole bunch of speaking there. Hi there, hey there. We got Tom Mitchell. He says, what's up, y'all? What's going on, Tom? Thanks for tuning in. And we got Will doing double duty. My guy, Tom Mitchell. What's up, Izzy? Saying hello. I'm going to skip a couple of these. Let's see. We got a Kendra Moore. She says, hey, what's going on, Kendra? And tune in to Izzy Meditates and Kendra Moore, too, on Thursdays as they do Let's Talk About It. Awesome show. Check them out. We got Tom Mitchell said, William Dickerson rocking the dad bod watching. Okay, cool. No doubt. Izzy says, love it. She's loving the information you giving Jamey. So keep that up, brother. She also says, I feel like it's cheaper to maintain a diet that consists of vegetables. And that is true, Izzy. Thanks for that one. And Kendra says, I'm a pescatarian. Yeah. I had someone how? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I had someone how I had. Oh, she had someone asked her, I guess, how she had Thanksgiving without turkey. So maybe I don't know. Hey, clarify that. You wrote that. You must have been typing fast, Kendra. And Lakia Moore. Hello, Chuck Williams World and guests. Thank you for tuning in, Lakia. We appreciate you. She's tuning in on not Facebook, on YouTube. So we definitely invite everyone to check out YouTube as well. FGT, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. And okay. Jamey's okay. We got you, Jamey. All right, so that's it. Those are all the comments there. We got that out the way, and back to you, Will.
Hey, all right, I got a couple things I want to run by. It's because something you touched on, Jamey. Me and you were in a conversation one time on Facebook. Somebody mentioned something about I think it was Troy Williams. Troy Williams mentioned how gorillas don't eat meat and they stronger than ever. And it never, you never think about them kind of things. And second, when the food, how the food has changed. I give you a prime example. My grandmother a few years back told me she wanted something to eat. I said, "What you want?" She said, "Some fish." So I called the place and they said, they gave me all these different kind of fish. So I asked my grandmother, I said, "Grandma, you want some tilapia, some bassa, or?" She said, "What in the world is you talking about?" Right. Fish. She said, "I never heard of it." Here my grandmother was in her 80s at the time. She said she never heard of it. So, and I remember doing some research on it, and they was like, some of this stuff not even good for you. But they say if you don't eat it every day for a year, the effects won't be that bad. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to know what that meant, eating clean. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Eating clean, that you said it's not processed. You just blew my mind with that. I never knew what that meant. You know what I mean? And the sugar thing. My doctor told me sugar, cocaine. It's the same thing.
Yep.
That's the same thing. It's that euphoric, that fit. He said it's the same thing. So it's crazy. He said, but because money is being made, legally, sugar's legal. That's the only difference.
Yeah, that's true.
It's mind blowing, man. Oh, wait a minute, last one. What's the difference between a vegan and a vegetarian?
So, I don't think any of us are hardcore vegan, honestly, because a tried and true vegan would not have any animal products, which means we probably wouldn't be using toothpaste. Blew my mind. Honey, we couldn't use honey. Anything that comes from an animal, vegans won't do. I wouldn't even have this t-shirt on. See, vegans are real vegans, them crazy ass looking white boys that, they use clothes that are made of burlap. They don't do it. But, modern day veganism is basically zero animal products where possible. Whereas vegetarians might have butter, might have some eggs, some cheese, something that's modern. But yeah, once I got hip to it, I was like, all right, my wife would pay all this money for this MAC lipstick. I can't be vegan because it's got But to your point about Troy, y'all get Troy on the show, man. He's like the best home improvement guy around. Who knew? Who knew the barber was the best guy around for that? The silverback gorilla is the strongest animal alive, and he only lives. They live on bugs and vegetables, and like I said, he'll tear your whole face off. Because it's 800. It's like 800. But that's not popular to the media because we don't want to talk about that. That ain't gonna sell on KFC. If we talk about, that's kind of it ain't. It ain't.
So now we talked about what we put on our bodies. What type of workouts do you specialize in? Are you doing more so cardio? You're doing more so the core weights? Talk to us about that. What your regimen consists of? Let's say a beginner that came in your gym, your studio. What would you put them on? What type of workout?
So I'm gonna figure out where you are first of all. The fortunateness of our age is that we don't force our opinion on other people no more. So I need to figure out what Mr. Will wants to do. What's the goal? What's the expectation? What are your limits? Because 30 years ago, we can jump around and boot camp stuff. That's not real popular for grown people now because you don't want to feel like you got hit by a car tomorrow. So most of what we do is low impact, high intensity. Push-up, squats, mountain climber. You working hard, but you're not beating your body up. And pretty much it's not far from a prison workout. You see a cat that went on vacation for about 2 years, they come home swole up because you don't have much space and they're very efficient. So the training is usually like 30, 45 minutes. I came here because I want to be able to show you the room. So the studio is kind of sexy. I think it is. And it's kind of industrial style. What you see is heavy bag, So, and I did this before COVID was a thing. so everybody is spaced out. Everybody's got their own space, and that way you got a quality engagement. Everybody's doing their own thing, but most of our training is low impact, high intensity. So you don't hurt yourself, or we don't make injuries that you already have worse than they already are. So I'm not trying to hurt you more, and but a lot of times when you got somebody come to the door, they just assume I'm okay until you figure out they're not okay. But yeah, we just figure out a lot of ropes and tires. I got a couple bikes here, really. My joke to them is, and it's real now, you got to be ready for Walking Dead. So you got to be able to pick some stuff up. You got to be able to put some stuff down and get moving real fast. And it's really going back to, what was his name? Cliff Wilson. Anybody play, right? For the tire, bam, same stuff. So, back to that same phenomenon, in keeping it real simple, nothing exotic, they ain't gotta wear no body wrap. Matter of fact, I totally discourage that, because you're just making people money, really. The only thing you're gonna lose with that is $50. So, but yeah, I can't
really ask you about that too, as far as, the wraps, the waist wrappers and all that stuff, and actually even the sauna bodysuits, I heard it's basically a waste of money, because all you're doing is really just dehydrating yourself. Yeah, so I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to trash nobody's business model. If the hustle's working for them, great. But, our goal is to keep it simple, keep it simple. I like the fact that I've got clients that are willing to pay to be here, but I'm also trying to keep as much money in their pocket as possible. And no reason for me to date rape nobody. Let me keep it 100. And that's going to grow your business as well. If I'm transparent, she's going to bring her sister, she's going to bring her girlfriend, and the money train keeps going in that regard. So, I picked it up from my man, Gary Vee, if you don't follow him, crazy white guy, and he's big on empathy, kind of caring about other people. And we see that from the young cats. They don't care about nothing. It's like, and you got to be able to give some love to get some love, most times. But, we grew out of the original struggle of the streets, and then we're seeing the deterioration, and hopefully that we're growing into something else. So yeah, the training is low impact. I added a lot of boxing because, one, you can get a great workout without hurting yourself, without, doing a bunch of damage. A lot of, when I do have men come here, they want to knock the bag down, and then I immediately say, check out Mayweather train. He ain't hitting that thing too hard, ever, because his hands are his money. So, you train for finesse, and so you can work hard, but it's that real changing people's mindset about things. And my other thing, I do a lot of yoga. Which was bizarre to me too, Will. I picked yoga up in California when I was riding a bike. Totally most humbling thing I've ever done, man. Because you strong, you're a black man, you're already strong, but something that's gonna pick you to pieces is always gonna frustrate you. It's always gonna frustrate you. You look at Russell Simmons, and he lives it now, and that's all he does. But I guess when you got 500 million, you can do that. But yeah, to answer your question, kind of low impact. Intense training, a lot of hit kind of training. So, 60 seconds, take a short break, and then do it over and over and over for about 30, 45 minutes. And it's a wrap. Do it again tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, do you train outside of your studio? Do you go to different cities, towns and stuff like that? Do you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did for a little while. When it got hot, when myself and a handful of other people got viral videos, there was money in that. Some people are still doing it, but kind of the virus killed a lot of that. Having my own space, I didn't have the time to do that. I could jump to Chicago for the weekend and make, a couple grand, and I'm over here, but it's easy for a cat that doesn't have a family. It's like being a musical artist, and it's like, okay, I'm on the road, and the road can be trouble. You know that. But I'd rather just focus on my own. I still know a couple people that's out there doing that, but it's a burnout life, man. You never, rappers, singers, they making money, but it's exhausting. I'm in another town every night, it sounds sexy until you do it.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely tiresome.
I gotta ask you a question though. I remember I was well, I wasn't really incarcerated. I was actually in there undercover. You know, I was doing some private investigative work, but I was locked up with this guy. Perfect. He was cut up, and he said something real interesting that stuck with me forever. We asked him how much did he bench or how many curls, whatever. He said he didn't touch any weights.
Yeah.
He said because he said when you pick up them weights, you start building with them weights. He said you got to keep building with them weights. He said you ever see a guy, they look all big and you. He said that's what happens. He said he just do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. And he said I'm a calisthenic man. He said I run and play jumping jacks. I do sit-ups, push. But if you would have seen him, it looked like he was made of clay and somebody chiseled it. He was the perfect specimen. But he said he did not touch weights at all.
Yeah, but that goes back to those prison workouts because they ain't got no dumbbells, they ain't got no bike, you know. So the basic push-ups and sit-ups and lunging, that whole, you know, Rocky Balboa thing was real, man. And it's a couple MMA guys that just do straight calisthenics. Even Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson will talk about his early training. There are people that try Mike Tyson's training. That's like 1,000 squats and 1,000 sit-ups, and that's depth right there.
That's insane.
But you know, I listen to Mike's his podcast sometimes. He'll talk about it, and he's like, "Well, that was also not good for me because he can't run now. He tore his legs up." But yeah, so as we've evolved in doing more of that stuff in moderation. Okay, I could do 20, take a break. I can do 20 more, but Mike would do like 200 at one time, you know. And you saw he looked pretty much like a truck or a pit bull. But yeah, that jailhouse workout, you figure, tell you what, you watching some TV show you like, every commercial, give me 20 push-ups. In an hour, you didn't do 200 push-ups. And you don't think about it, you know. So the next commercial, we're gonna do some push-ups. Then next one, do some squats. Then do, you know, and incrementally, you've enjoyed something, but you were productive at the same time.
Yeah, and that's true too, man. That's great. That's a great point there, you know, to do that, because sometimes it's hard to get motivated. So you figure even you get distracted. So you go in the room, you're like, darn, now I'm looking at TV. Why am I looking at TV when I'm supposed to be down here working out?
True. So
that's good. You can incorporate, you know, okay, well, I can do 20 push-ups and 20 whatever you need to do in between these commercials. So definitely that's something to take heed to. Now I do got to ask you a question. Do you have any success stories as far as, you know, someone coming to the gym, they were, I don't know, suffering with something, and then you changed their whole life around? Like some of your rewarding stories that you have to share with us.
Yeah, man, a lot of them now. My favorite client is 72. You know, I call him Uncle Ro. He's kind of like an uncle and a dad to me. 7-8 years ago when we got together, he was 300 pounds. Now he weighs 220. Diabetes is gone. And he doesn't take depressant medicine anymore. And he ain't flat, but he getting there, you know. So it's like, and I guess I love this cat like he a father to me. And I treat him that way because a couple years ago, he came down with prostate cancer. We were talking about, Will, and it hurt me. So, you know, I made sure, I took him food. His wife was good with it. He's going to eat this and he's going to eat this. We're not eating that hospital bullshit. We're going to eat this and you know, and we don't hear about those. I mean, there are tons of women that lose weight and, you know, but it's trying to connect with us, man. A lot of times it's hard because men are ridiculously prideful. We so damn prideful. It's ridiculous, you know. So instead of, you know, moving towards better, we just make ridiculous excuses. Well, I ain't got time, and tomorrow you could be dead, bro. You know, so you know, seize the moment. But yeah, you know, like I said, most of this again is about women. And what happens, I have less of this conversation. When I had a bigger studio, I used to kind of sit them down if I had time to do that, and like stay close to your man, because when you change, he gonna change. He gonna think, well, you somebody different instead of moving with you.
Right,
you know,
right.
Because you know, we all have partners for a long time or whatever, and if one of us is different, if we not some level of aligned, everything is wrong. You know, everything is off and frustrated. So, you know, unfortunately, I see people, you know, relationships get destroyed by doing this because I done lost 50 pounds. My insight on the world is totally different. Why I need this bullshit for? You know, and that's, you know, that's facts right there. You know, it's kind of, we can go as far as like Nelson Mandela. You know, he wasn't, you know, he was changed so much when he got out. He's like, you know, I'm good on you. You know, So she kept killing people, but you know, that's how that worked out.
Hey, we got some comments we want to get through. We got a few of them here. So we got Tom Mitchell. He says, I pay to see William Dickerson do yoga. It's a good laugh watching him do the morning stretches at work. And then Izzy comes back talking trashes for sure. And Lakia Milburn says, what meal plan would you give a person who is trying to lose their stomach?
Time out. Right now. I was going to ask that part too. So before I get sidetracked, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I need to know how to get rid of this camel hump front. This is my problem, right?
So the simplest way, go to grocery store, go to the market, go to the dollar store, buy a gallon of water, try to drink it every day. That is absolutely the simplest way. And what you're going to do is you're forcing so much water into your system that you're flushing everything out constantly. You're going to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning going to the bathroom, but that is the simplest way. You don't necessarily need to be vegan. You don't have to be vegetarian, but it's going back to what we were saying about 20 minutes ago, portion sizing. You know, you want to make your body consistent. You can still be young, sexy Will, but it's about, you know, portion sizing. That's all. So for any lady, and like I said, I'm gonna send the gentleman some insight. Instead of telling you which meal plan, how about we tell you which portion of food for you to eat? For a woman that wants to get to about 1,400 calories a day, the technical, so 4 or 5 ounces of meat, chicken, whatever, go on Amazon, order the kitchen scale for $10, you know, get you some measuring cups. We can somebody to make a little more money, we can go with shrimp. So I need you to eat 4 ounces, 5 ounces of shrimp, get you some light teriyaki sauce, whatever you like, 1/3 of a cup of rice, and a cup of broccoli. All day, every day. Whoever's watching, tell them to Google eating chicken and broccoli for 30 days. Somebody like that's going to lose 30 pounds, you know. Mentally, Will, goes back to that whole drug addict thing. It's not going to be enjoyable. It's not fun, you know. And because your squad is out having a good time and you eating this fucking chicken again. But you got a goal, because what we need now is more life. Our goal is to wake up. We want 60, 70, 90. That's the goal. So if just improving the way we eat, come on, you know, that's all you got to do. You know, no pills, no potion. I just told you I got MS and nobody would know unless I tell them, you know. But, you know, it's, you know, that's the easiest thing. There's no, matter of fact, crunches are bad for you. Because if you got belly fat, all you're going to do is have a hard gut. That's all that's going to do. We all got abs under there, but we got to hack through it. It's like the snow or ice. You got to get under that thing to get to it. You know, again, nobody actually needs somebody like me. Go out, you got a park. You can walk down the street, look at the foreclosure houses, you know, whatever, you know, just make some time to do it. And I'm just a cheerleader, man. I realize, you know, I can pay to go. But the accountability from having this kind of community, what happens with this is people come in, if you went to a CrossFit kind of gym, in 2 weeks, you know Tommy, right, Tommy? So you and Tommy, like, hey, you coming at 5 o'clock in the morning? Oh, I'll be there. Now you're accountable to somebody. That's your guy. Y'all get to know each other, do other stuff, and you build these organic relationships with people that, you know, sometimes become life lasting because they understand your struggle. You know, they get where you've been and where you're going, sometimes different than your partners do, you know, because it's relative, you know. I want to have a whole different conversation offline, Will, about that other conversation we're talking about with that health, you know, because your experience is education for me. It's like, and I want to be able to share that, you know, with other people to, not be so prideful, because you know how we are. You know, we go all shut down, like, nah, you need to do better. You know, ain't no reason to die for something like that. You know.
Yeah, you're right, brother. Hey, we got another question. Kendra Moore says, how do you work with people's mindset on being consistent?
Can't.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they got
you got to want to win. You know, the habit. You know, it takes you 28 days, 21, 25, 20. You got to keep showing up. You got to get you out of bed. Nobody can motivate nobody. I can encourage you, I can cheer for you, but it's you on you. You got to decide you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's really what it is.
Right.
You know, I'm just going to charge your credit card to hold you accountable in that regard. That's all. That's all it is. You know, I mean, but even with that, money. You know, money hold people accountable. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Hit me up. Send me a message. We'll talk. Yeah.
Yep. And Izzy says, she got jokes tonight. She says, Tom, we can make this happen on Mindfulness Monday. So she's trying to get Will to do.
But give me, like, how many days, Jamie? Like 25, 30 days before I get in shape. See,
it's going. The truth of the matter, it's going to take you 6 to 9 months to get where you want to go. But in 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to start to see difference. Because you driving on the street, that's a good analogy. You rolling on the street, you hit a pothole, you're gonna keep going. You ain't gonna throw your car away, but a lot of times life is gonna, you know, stumble you back, stumble you forward. It's gonna take a little more time to get you where you're going. Boxers usually have a training camp of 6 months to get, you know, they don't get out of shape, but they get back in shape. But the work is still there, man. Your body's gonna do what you tell it to do. Your subconscious mind is dangerous, you know. It's super dangerous, because we can all sit and watch another episode on Netflix, you know. I can just sit here for 30 minutes, and even that, you know, kind of understanding that that's brainwash. All them companies have psychiatrists involved. It's a reason why they start rolling the next episode right away, because they don't want you to move. But like, well, I can just watch the next one right now, and you paralyze. I'm like, well, I got 30 minutes, right? And you just blew off your time. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like forever, but pretty much the best gift you can be for yourself, Will, is a new will for Christmas. This time of December, you'll be a total different man. To most people, 6 or 9 months seems forever, but they've been out of shape for 20 years. So, you know, we want that microwave thing. It don't work like that. You know, just it's a time investment, man.
Yeah, and then seeing your milestones, you're gonna see milestones you progress. Yeah. And then it don't even matter. 6 to 8, you know, you'll see within a few months, and you'll be like, "Wow, man, I look good." But then you do that, you even look better and better and better, and eventually it becomes a lifestyle, a habit. Then it becomes a lifestyle. Yeah. Now, you know, you're doing your thing. So again, hey, look, we got to pay a commercial break to our sponsor of the show, and then we coming back. Is only 30 seconds, but like to give a shout out to the A Game. So I'm gonna let them tell you exactly who they are. And here it is, the A Game. And that is the A Game, great for strength, libido, energy. Definitely check me out. I have maybe 3 more samples left, so give me a call, and I'll make that happen for you. Okay.
I hear you.
Okay. All right. Great.
Guess what I did during that commercial?
What's that?
X, a 1 push-up.
I'll take them. I'll take them.
There you go.
Bam. Yeah.
Hey, we got a little bit more questions. Let me get these out the way, because time is winding down. I mean, I tell you, it's great when you're having fun and you're getting some great information, man. I love it, man. I love it. Let's see. Tom says, Will, round is a shape, brother. Round is a shape, brother. So I guess, what happened to, he must have went off for a second. He's coming back. I hope he comes back. Let's see. Kendra says, I'm trying to motivate family members and it's not easy. Tom comes back, we can roll around the refinery together. And Kendra says, yes, and the best thing is not to think about the time it will take. Focus on being consistent. Exactly. And
Absolutely.
She says, find out what you like to do and do that. Exactly. So Fred is back. He must have did some push-ups and knocked it.
I had a couple of jacks. My phone started ringing. I was trying to hit the wrong button. That's all. Sorry.
It's all good, brother. Hey, I don't know. Did you have like a workout you wanted to show us, like a little short presentation, or a quick presentation?
So what most of us like is boxing. It's nothing you do. You got a timer on your phone. So I'm gonna just throw a jab cross, like a jab 1-2 right there. So you can stay in that. We'll work with me, right? So I got that jab cross. That's all. Yep. Perfect. Yep. So you're gonna do that for 30 seconds, right? And then I got some squats, same thing, down, back. It's about 30 seconds. That's how 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna go southpaw, same on the other side. Same thing, and back to that squat. And then I'm gonna get in the middle, I'm gonna hook it out over and over and over. In 10 minutes, you feel like you're dying, man. I mean, it's just real. I made a video for this, and I'm gonna dump it to you in a little while. Because you asked me for the examples. Like I'm gonna just give you some professional. And yeah, it's not, we overthink this thing, man. You basically want to keep your body moving. It's not, it's okay. Go back to our age. So everybody's on Instagram for the most part, and we see a little young boy, 25, doing some crazy ass plyo push-ups. That shit to break your teeth out, man. Just for likes, right? There's no real life purpose to that at all. It's like, why do I need to do that, man? I'm good. Not gonna kill myself. But because social media can be hype. Very few of us are living where we live offline. So yeah, anybody's cell phone, you got an app store. I'm gonna type it in the comments in a second. This is called HIT, HIIT timer. Any of them, you can put that on your phone. You can do something for 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and stop for a second and do something else, and do something else, and do something else. And before you know it, it's been 30 minutes, and I'm good. Because again, the A gang. So I'm gonna let them tell you exactly what they are.
IT.
Yes, I'm putting in the comments right now.
Hey Fred, turn that down. Hey.
I think I put it.
That's right, brother. Hey, those little exercise in between here and there, that definitely works. But you said HIT, right? HITT or HIT?
I just put a comment.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Training clock.
Yeah, training clock. Okay.
It means high intensity interval training. That's all. Just this and this and this. It's like, all right, Will, you work in a manufacturing environment, so it's like 5S training or Six Sigma or whatever kind of failure mode stuff that we do. I told you I was a school nerd, man. I know this stuff. But same incrementally, I used to be somebody, and now, it's which is funny for me because I've got an MBA. I got an MBA in human resource from UCLA, and people will look at me like, well, you're just a trainer. I'm like, okay, I'm doing what I want to do for a living because, like I said, that corporate shit wasn't my lane.
But they say if you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life. So what I'm saying, you keep doing you and what makes you happy, and that's why you look the way you do. A lot of people, we take these jobs on and they stressful as I don't know what. So they aging you as well as you don't like it. So it's like, hey, look, just do what you love doing, and that's awesome. You left that alone and you went to what you love. And a lot of people are scared to do that because we're so brainwashed as far as this is the way the corporate life. I'm gonna lose all this 6 figures, and hey, man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man, just to have a peace of mind. So I'm on that.
Yeah, people can do both. You can do both. It's called, so you got 9 to 5, then you got your 7 to 2.
Oh yeah.
7, because you spend, so it's And we live in a hustle culture now. You know, it's like if you ain't got to hustle right now, something wrong. You gotta keep it going. And our children, their children can make money just because they got a freaking cell phone. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't always sweet. It took some time to get here, you know. Because in the beginning, you know, my first class was a yoga class in Ohio. I'm a 6'4" black guy trying to do yoga. And they were like, named Jamie. They was like, okay.
Hey, you 6'4", man? I didn't know you were 6'4". Wow. Okay. I knew you were taller than me, a little taller than me. Yeah, but I didn't know you were 6'4". Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, he's probably up. He's probably up.
Like, okay, I don't want none of this. I'm like, I'm good, you know.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Walking or running?
Walking. I'm with you.
Weights or core?
Weights or core? Both.
Both.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So when you're talking weights, you're talking more reps, lightweight, basically.
The technical term is hypertrophy. You want to rep it out, you know. You figure you want to bench with 185, like your brother. Your brother's in, yeah. So
he started off with 225, so that's crazy. That's insane. But go ahead.
Right. Debo. But if he brought that down to like 160 and did 25 reps, same thing. You know, he would cut up. But since, you know, young boys want to be big, but you know, after a while you want to be more defined. And if you lifting lighter, there's less chance of you getting hurt. You don't want to tear up your rotator cuff. You know, so a lot of power lifters end up having all kind of injuries and now I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So keep it light, you know.
That's right.
Yeah. So you said, now let's get this straight, because I have been drinking the water. I've been buying alkaline water. It's a little market around the corner from where I stay, and I've been buying. I will say, drinking a gallon a day does make a difference. Quick too. Yeah. Like you start feeling better. Like, well, you do go to the bathroom more. You do go to the bathroom, but you feel the difference. You know, I mean, there is a significant difference, and it doesn't take as long. But I'm just keep doing that and add on what you said, because me and Chuck are part of a boxing gym. You know, we go out there and we participate, and we do a couple big events. So all of that, you know, we're gonna incorporate everything, and we will be getting back with you, keeping in touch, and let you know how this thing go.
I'm glad we finally did this. Yeah, we got to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, not just the water, but water is cheap. You ain't even gotta buy pretty water. You can drink your tap water. It's gonna do the same thing. You know, I do my best to put myself out of business every day. But you know how you can give people the exact recipe to make $77 million tomorrow. They ain't gonna do it. You know, nah. You know. All right.
You right, man. You right. Hey, look, we gonna go back to the questions, comments again. We got Izzy says, yes, Jamie. I was just speaking with Zaire Khan about that and how people are like, oh, you're just a meditation teacher. Laugh out loud.
The insult, right? You know, just right. That's all.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people really think like certain people don't really make any money, and it's crazy because they don't do their research and they're ignorant to the fact that you know certain professions make a lot of money. You just don't know about it. You never educated yourself on that. So again, you know, like you said, they laugh, meditation, you know, you run a studio, whatever, DJing, man, please, you make a lot of money doing that stuff. And Robert Dickinson says, what up, Kings? Charles, you sound just like your father. Keeping it real. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you, brother. And she answered the question too. Yes, walking, because she was talking about when I asked you that question about running or walking. So yeah, they out there, man. They're definitely loving the show. So we definitely appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Keep keep supporting. We definitely appreciate it.
Well, we close to that a lot of time, Jamie, but don't forget to send us that data, the information?
As soon as I get home, I'm sending it, man. I made a plan just for you, and you know, you got it. It's just, to put it blunt, between men, don't take no bullshit from yourself. That's pretty much what it is, you know, because you know what you want, and you can get there. You can get there, because we just watch the Ron do it, and so we see the examples happening. It's just doing it, it's just doing it. So
I told somebody that at work today, I said, you know what? Nobody makes more excuses for you than yourself.
Oh yeah.
We make more excuses for ourselves than anything. And that tomorrow, me and Chuck, we preach that. We live by that mantra. Man, listen, tomorrow not promised. It's not promised. We've seen all too many instances where, hey, tomorrow don't show up for some people. So that's another thing. So I'm gonna get on it ASAP. I'm gonna finish drinking the water. And ironically, I'm not going to tell you to sit here and lie for the camera. I am going to hibachi's soon as we get they got a chicken shrimp. It's on sale. I'm gonna get the smaller portion though.
Nah, just ask for more zucchini. That's all.
Well, actually, I'm lying. I'm getting 2 because they on sale, but I'm gonna eat one tomorrow. That's all.
That's fine. That's cool. Tell them put the sauce on the side. So put your sauce on the side. Oh, before we get out of here, eat a lot of citric fruit, man. Oranges and lemons and stuff like that, because that's gonna boost your immune system dealing with COVID, big time. Big time. So
hey, Jamie, we got a question for you. This last one here. Well, Izzy says thank you, but then we have a question right here. Lakia Milburn says, is there any exercises that a person can do who has a messed up knee?
We're gonna go back to yoga, because it's got no impact. People are so unknowing about yoga, man. It can be deep, depending on who that is talking. They can go to Chester Park, walk down the hill, walk back up the hill, walk down the hill, or more wherever they are. Find some grass, walk up and down the grass. That way, it's less impact on your knees altogether. You got access to a pool, other things. You get to the beach, you walk in. That way, you reduce that impact on your feet. And if you got knee issues, buy good shoes. Nike Air 95s are not good to work out in. You want real good shoes. Because as adults, we got to take care of our feet. That's right. You got a whole different set of issues now. Ain't nobody wearing Timbs or Air Force Ones.
That's so true. Them dogs go. Oh, you got a problem.
Yeah, true.
No but tell her to listen. Just the idea of yoga or anything that's low impact. Low impact means we're not pounding on your body. You're not beating yourself up. Cool. And there's a big movement of stuff like that. Even I'm gonna send you a bunch of stuff. It's a cat that's got a big channel on YouTube called Chair Exerciser. I tried a couple of them. They hard as fuck. It's like I never even thought you sit in a chair and how hard you're gonna be working. But in that same instance, we gotta respect that cat in a wheelchair that's probably stronger than us, right? His upper body is super strong. Because everything compensates. So we're in a fortunate place that we have access to so much information now. It's kind of disappointing that people don't, utilize it to their benefit.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that's about our time. Anything you got the floor? Anything you want to leave us with?
No, man. There was that oranges thing. I eat even before COVID. I was eating. I buy about 8 pounds of oranges every week, which is a lot. So every day I cut up 3 or 4 oranges and eat them every day. And then when COVID hit, everybody gets sick. Honestly, what's today? Today is April 30th. I have not had a shot at all for COVID. Zero. I'm probably gonna be the last one to get my shots. I just don't want to do it. But if you take your immune system, it's gonna do better for you. But in that information, ain't nobody talking about that, right? Ain't nobody in Washington by nobody is talking about if you eat, your body will treat you better. Because that's weird for me, and we can't draw that conspiracy theory. But ain't nobody had the flu, ain't nobody died from cancer, ain't nobody nothing. It's just COVID, right? So all of a sudden, it's just COVID.
It's strange.
Yeah, nothing. You know, ain't nobody had a hangnail. Nothing. It's just COVID. That's it. So, you know, but yeah, man. So that's where the eating's gonna help. It's gonna start to, you know, rebloom that tree inside your body, man. Make it do what we need to do. That's kind of it.
Awesome, man. Where can they find you at, Jamey?
I'm all over Facebook. You know, I am the Jamey on Instagram. Not a whole lot of information on my company website, but it's nofatbirthdays.com. That's the name of the studio, and we're launching thejamey.com this summer because you know I'm trying to be somebody. And,
right.
That's
you sound like me. You are somebody. Trust me.
Nah, I can't wait to come back. I know we got to go, but yeah, I can tell you what I'm working on next. It's like I'm building a YouTube channel. They're building. You know, I'm building with a team and basically talking to us, our age demographic. And my first conversation is with a podiatrist, then a cardiologist, then a chef. You know, it's like because it's too much misinformation on the internet. So I'm gonna go talk to the authorities. Talk to, you know, and it's called Doc and a Jock. You know, it's a doctor and a jock, and that's kind of how it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
okay, that sounds great. That sounds good. I like that. It's catching.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go. Love you. Let's talk soon. All right.
Yes, sir.
We will. Well, when I get over this fear of traveling, on you. Well, I could drive to Ohio. That's the problem.
Come in the summer. It's cold over here sometimes. Come in the summer, you know.
Yeah.
Right, I got you. But we'll link up soon, God willing, because you know, together, you know, strengthen numbers. That's our thing. Feel good talk. We try to boost positivity and good information, you know, for everybody. And you just shared a whole lot in such a little bit of time. So we're going to do something again soon, and hopefully it'll be bigger and better than today. And today was excellent. We talk bigger and better on a grander scale, or we'll think of something. Three good minds will come together.
Absolutely.
Something happen.
All right, Jamey, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, all right.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Go ahead, Will. I guess you're gonna end it for us, or
from my main man, Jamey Mixson, the Jamey, and my homeboy Chuck and myself. God bless and good night. See y'all next Friday.
Peace. Yes.